Man, here it is. The birthplace of Megadeth.
Mustaine's challenge to Metallica began coming together just 2 months later in his Hollywood apartment complex.
That was Dave Mustaine's apartment right up there.
There was some guy living underneath me.
And I was living right down below.
And he was playing bass first thing in the morning, full blast.
It was Running with the Devil by Van Halen. So I was sitting there going, bum, bum, bum.
I have nothing against Van Halen, but that's the most horrible bass line to listen to if you're hungover.
Bum, bum, bum.
And all of a sudden, I hear this flower pot come smashing down onto my air conditioner. And I hear this guy yelling, "Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!"
And it stopped.
The bass player was 18-year-old David Ellefson, a native of the tiny town of Jackson, Minnesota. David had his sights set on rock stardom before he'd graduated middle school.
He formed a little group, probably about 13, 14 years old, and played on the front porch. Mothers made sandwiches and lemonade and invited all the neighbors in and all the kids.
All I wanted to do was be in a rock band. That was it.
In the summer of '83, David left Minnesota and headed to LA to chase his dream.
We had a lot of reservations. People would say, how can you let him go out to LA? That's where they're going to do drugs, they're going to do this and that and the other. But we thought, well, he was going to school and we just had to kind of trust along the way.
I told my parents, well, look, there's a school out there called Musicians Institute, and maybe I'll go there.
Although he was accepted into the school, David would never take a class because within days, he collided with Dave Mustaine.
Well, these neighbors aren't too friendly here in California like they are back in Minnesota.
I hear this on my door, and I open the door, and there's these two kids.
Gives me this kind of like condescending look. The infamous Mustaine snarl.
And they go, hey, you know where to get some cigarettes? And I went,
yeah, down the street at the liquor store, and slams the door in my face.
Hey, are you old enough to buy beer? And I said, now you're talking.
We hooked up and went down the street, got a case of Heineken.
The rest is history. That's how David Ellefson got in the band.